How's it going? I just wanted to take a little bit of time and go over the inside operation on all the different components inside the RV. Um, so I'm going to start off with the panel. So over here we have the convenience center, as they call it. It's pretty straightforward. There's a generator start here. We can check all the levels of the different tanks. We have the on and off for the water heater. You can either use it if you're hooked up to electric, or you can also use it if you're hooked up to gas. Well, just gas. Gas will work at any time. The electric will only work if you're hooked up to electrical. Also got the water pump here. Water pump is strictly for when you're boondocking and you're not hooked up to water. You can use the pump, which will make use of the water that's on board. Arctic pack, you don't have to worry about. That's for winter camping. When it's below zero, it keeps the tanks from freezing. So, and then we just got the living room kitchen lights, voltmeter. It will tell how much power, how many volts we're producing. The slide in, slide out is here, and then there's a light on the driver's side, sort of over top of where the dump station is at, so you can turn that on or off from here. So first thing, I'll show you so you can check the LPG, so that's the propane, just by pressing that button. Fresh water, you can just press on and it shows you how much is in there. Gray, it shows 2/3 and 1/3 for the gray. Sorry, I went black and then gray. Gas, hot water, you turn it on. And I don't know if you could hear that, but there was a snap that's on. So it doesn't light up, it appears, so that's interesting, but that's all right. It's on, we know it's on. You can just leave it on. Turn it off when you're driving, but once you get to your campsite, you can turn that on. It will heat the water up very quickly. I'll turn that off. Okay, the electrical one, you turn it on, it shows a light on this one, go figure, but it doesn't work unless you're plugged in. If you're plugged in, it will heat up the water, saves you on propane. Water pump is straight up. Just turn it on, and now all the taps you can operate all the taps. Yeah, I will go over the starting of the generator. The generator is pretty straightforward. You have to press on the stop prime until it turns red, and then so we fire it up like that. So now generator is operating. It takes a few minutes to kick over so that everything operates, and with the generator on, you're able to use the air conditioner as well as the microwave. You'll see here the microwave in a minute will light up to say that it's ready to use, so we'll just wait for that. There it is. So microwave is ready to go. And then now that I've got the generator going, I'll show you the operation of the air conditioner. So over here we have a little panel. It's just to hit the on button. The first thing it shows off. Hit it again, it shows the fan, what level of fan you can adjust that. When you have the snowflake on there, that's for air conditioning. You can set the temperature up and down with these two buttons. Okay, and there you can hear it kicking in, so the air conditioner is working right now. So if you hit it again, we have the furnace comes on. Now there is a little bit of a caveat here. If you're plugged in, you can use the furnace anytime. You don't need to be plugged in to use the furnace. The furnace operates off the batteries in the coach, and we have lots of battery power, so you're never going to run out. So the furnace comes on. You can either use it with the electricity or without. It doesn't matter. The only caveat you have is the air conditioner seems to come on at the same time as the furnace, which is not good. So what I end up doing is, I'm just going to turn this all off here, is I have to come over here. I'll show you. There's a fuse panel over here. Right here, there's a 20 amp breaker that you have to turn off.
if you're just wanting to use the furnace. So you just have to turn that breaker off. That'll make sure that the AC doesn't come on if you're plugged in. It doesn't matter if you're not plugged in, because the AC is not going to come on, because you need electric power for the AC to work. Okay, so all you do is just flick that baby off, and then just remember to turn it back on again if you want to use the air conditioner. Okay, so that's the operation of that.
So the next thing here is we'll turn off just turning off the generator. It's real simple. It's just to hit the stop button. Off. Done. Okay. Fridge operation. We typically, where is it here? We typically we'll have the fridge on for you. It should be nice and cold by the time you access the unit. And all it is real easy operation. You can leave the fridge on at all times. So when you hit the on button, the little check light will come on, and then same thing as the hot water tank. You're going to hear an igniting, and I can hear it now, and the flames going. So, and that will cool down the fridge. Now, you don't see any other lights on. That's okay, because it's just operating on gas. I typically try to do that. I just worried that if there's going to be a problem, it's going to be problem when it's switching between gas and electricity, because it will operate on electricity as well alone. So sometimes we just leave it on gas. It doesn't use that much gas, so we leave it on there, and no lights. The only time if this check light comes on, that means it's not working. So what you have to do is either turn it off and try turning it back on again. Secondly, it could be that you're out of propane. Or thirdly, the propane is not turned on. So those are typical things that we come across here. Oh, one other thing I'll just show you in here when I have it on. If it's not cooling down, for example, inside the fridge here, there's a thermostat, and it's connected to the grill here, and where it is right now, it'll keep your stuff nice and cold. Sometimes it might fall out. If it falls out, it may stop working, but I've kind of got it. I've used a little improv paper clip or paper holder thing there, and it seems to be holding it in place, no problem. We did have one guest that had an issue, but I think we're okay. Okay, so that's about it. That's the operation of the fridge.